Hello and welcome to Maverick Dreamers and Thinkers. I'm Chloe Cho. With 4 in 5 of the global workforce in partial or full lockdowns, the world is in uncharted territory. Even the streets of the global financial capital, New York City, have gone eerily silent, except for the cacophony of sirens as emergency response teams try to suppress a pandemic that's turned the Empire State into the epicenter of the global coronavirus outbreak.
This is an extraordinary time in this nation's history. It will go down in the history books as one of those moments of true crisis, confusion, and chaos.
As extraordinary as these times are, as stressed by New York Governor Andrew Cuomo in his daily briefings, much of Wall Street's trading force is now doing the unthinkable, working from home. The rapid adjustment of setting up a trader's desk, complete with computers, monitors, Bloomberg terminal access, and a link up to the bank's systems, got underway in March, one of the most chaotic periods for global financial markets in history. Financial giants have always had contingency plans to keep operations running through backup sites in the event of a terrorist attack, like 9/11 or a natural disaster, like Hurricane Sandy. But Wall Street's disaster playbook never included work-from-home trading as the virus scare forces social distancing and remote working worldwide. How does trading remotely work? Does it address control and compliance issues as well as insider trading? The unusual times have produced winners and losers as in previous crises, with trading activity, especially for banks, brokers, and exchanges, made possible by IPC, a tech and service solutions provider that's been keeping much of Wall Street connected during lockdowns. For more, David Brown, Chief Operating Officer of IPC, joins us from Manhattan. Good morning, David. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Good morning, Chloe. Good to meet you again, albeit in different circumstances to last time.
Here we are today in this unprecedented time. Were you surprised at the magnitude of the crisis? Because initially it was just a mainland China affair. Now the U.S. is sort of the hub.
Yeah, I think everybody was somewhat taken by surprise by the extent of this. We've gone through kind of analogous situations before with H1N1 and some of the other various flus and epidemics that have occurred, but nothing on this scale. In addition, we've dealt with localized issues or crises, for example, tsunami in Japan, the Hurricane Sandy in New York, and typically we've dealt and managed around those localized crises very, very effectively. This has been on a very different level to anything we've experienced, and it's very much asymmetric. It's occurring simultaneously globally. Great news is, I think, from a company standpoint, we've really demonstrated the full integrity of IPC, the full power of our capability globally, and the ability to maintain our customers' environments through, I think, probably the most challenging environment we've ever seen and hopefully will ever see during our lifetime.
You're in New York City. That's the hub of the COVID outbreaks in the United States. So Wall Street is going remote. IPC has gone remote. So how does this whole thing work anyway? How can remote trading be done?
And as you said, I'm in Manhattan, so I'm very much in one of the key trading centers globally. And we always plan for worse eventualities from a technology standpoint to ensure full continuity for our customers. Although what we're dealing with on this occasion is very much unprecedented, I think has been well documented. We've dealt with disaster recovery situations in the past, and natural disasters like Hurricane Sandy that we had here, or other types of incidents that occur, but this is very much asymmetric and it's occurred globally and simultaneously. So the good news from our perspective is we were able to mobilize our workforce very effectively to a work from home model, and then we are classed as an essential service, so we still have people that are dispatched to site or to data centers to maintain the integrity of our platform and our global network. But we were able to leverage our full portfolio of products and services for our customers, a very robust group of different capabilities that we pushed out to our customers or have been doing for many years, which they've now taken full advantage from as we see them move into very different working scenarios than we have seen in the past.
It's not only your clients that are working from home, so are you. What were the initial challenges?
I think the main challenge really was just making sure that we were able to communicate unilaterally across our entire customer base. The solutions themselves have been designed and architected to perform in these type of scenarios, so they're very much robust in nature, and we have a good range of them as well, and they do kind of range from the individual traders actually taking home their physical hardware and connecting via their home network to our Unity system, or more soft-based solutions, working in partnership with our strategic partner Cloud9 to provide a soft client version of a trading position. And also we have a global network which has been built to endure severe impact from any kind of eventuality. So we've ensured that we've got full capacity, resilience, reliability and diversity across that network. So we've managed to operate around what have been these very extreme circumstances pretty flawlessly for the last several weeks and now months, incorporating some of the global requirements.
The past several weeks witnessed a roller coaster ride in global financial markets with manic volatility from stocks, bonds, commodities, and currencies to other asset classes, even crypto. There's debate as to whether the dislocation contributes to the dramatic volatility in pricing, as well as the lack of liquidity in financial markets that saw manic selling amid rapid deleveraging and margin calls. The violent sell-off coincided with a move by Wall Street banks to test-drive work-from-home capabilities for traders, overturning a ban to permit remote execution of trades, changing the rules and compliance and controls to accommodate for this unprecedented situation. How were you able to overcome the difficult issues of strict control and compliance rules, as well as tech requirements, especially for those working for government organizations, banks, brokers, stock exchanges, and beyond?
It's a very heavily regulated industry, financial industry, and we adhere to all the strict regulations and requirements. We have partnerships in place with all the key vendors around the compliance aspect of what our end users do on a daily basis, and these have really kind of transformed into more the alternate locations. And again, with the alternate locations, we've seen cross-section of different methodologies here. People continue to work in kind of primary facilities, in their DR facilities, and work from home, all of which are overseen by the compliance engines that they leverage in their typical kind of day-to-day working activity.
What proportion of banks, financial institutions are conducting off-site trading at this moment? What sort of volume of orders that we're looking at?
In terms of physical trade, it varies a little bit by geography, but we have seen splitting of kind of activities. So some have remained within primary trading facilities, some have gone to their alternate trading locations, but I think the vast majority now are working from home. And that's been probably a much more seamless, frictionless experience than people anticipated, I think, going into this. We've seen regulations in specific markets whereby in a primary facility you're allowed no more than, say, 10% of your primary trading position. So a vast number have mobilized now to working from home.
So in terms of orders, are we talking about billions of trades?
We've seen, obviously, it's been probably the most volatile market conditions imaginable. So trading volume has remained extremely high across this period. We've seen across fixed income, across equities and so on, huge trading volumes across exchanges, across our network as well. But we've managed to facilitate that again through all these different mechanisms and basically what we built within our own infrastructure to accommodate this. And I think one of the most important things during this time is really ensuring full liquidity across the market. And this is where having such a vast community play, such as we do with all of these member firms. We have more than 6,600 different end customers connecting to our network. We have over 100,000 active users daily across our communications platform. Having this vast community is very, very important in these times, because people with richer communities, access to the market, access to counterparties, tend to fare better in these type of environments.
We've seen such violent sell-offs, especially in the month of March. And when liquidity is low, the gyrations somehow seem to get magnified. When people are working remotely from home, can they react as fast as they do when they're on the trading floors? We're talking about like a fraction of a second to execute trades, right?
Yeah, there is always a latency aspect in certain areas of the marketplace with regards to trading capability. But again, if you think about what we've done, we've really just extended them from their kind of primary position to an alternate location. So they're still able to benefit across our network, across our communications infrastructure environment from those high performance qualities that they were used to using. There is going to be a dependency at times across sort of local broadband connectivity, depending on where they're located. But as long as that is kind of robust and in place, they will still be able to kind of leverage the same capabilities that they were within the primary location.
Can there be an overload of the system? Is there a limit to how much the system can take? Because at the end of the day, this is technology, and it's sort of like the broadband system that we're seeing around the world as people work from home. You notice that Netflix, YouTube, Facebook, they're having to lower their video quality.
Yeah, absolutely. You see many examples of that within sort of the general environment, and there are obviously concerns around capacity and the load on networks. Our network, which we call Connexus, globally, we built that to scale. We built that with capacity to scale, to endure different kind of eventualities, and also to ensure the highest levels of resilience and rerouting capabilities as well across that network. That has continued to fare well, I think, within these circumstances. We're able to move traders around. We're able to give them access to a vast universe of different counterparties, continue to access different sources of liquidity, and have that kind of peace of mind that they're able to continue to trade as they were before, continue to able to receive information as they were before, and really operate fairly frictionlessly in this new world paradigm.
Does that mean that some of the banks, they are having to spread their staff around to different shifts so that some people take the graveyard shift, so that the bulk of their traders do not operate during the normal trading hours?
There are instances, I think, where people are not necessarily located in their primary geographic location, and maybe they've altered their trading patterns. But primarily with our clients, we've seen them typically initially embrace what they call almost like the rotational teams, the A and B teams, and that was about kind of geographic location within their primary originating trading location. So their primary location, their BCP location, that then extended to work from home as well. So typically we've seen maintenance of continued trading patterns, trading behavior across the majority of our clients, unless they've actually kind of relocated to a different location.
Can this technology scale? It's up in the cloud, right?
Yeah, so we had the foresight, I think, many years ago to build basically an intelligent network framework globally. And that was built to scale with really kind of an API infrastructure in place. It was kind of application enabled. It really is a significant global network asset that was built. Same with our communications platform as well. That has been built, engineered, architected, improved upon over many, many years to ensure that we can facilitate the highest levels of volume, the highest levels of trading activity. We didn't plan for this, but we've managed to meet this challenge and I think exceed people's expectations in terms of where we are now and how we've continued to facilitate their ongoing trade environments.
You guys are firefighting at the same time, trying to implement this technology to the financial sectors. What have been your biggest challenges? Because you're really running two separate tracks, working from home, dealing with the challenges at home, and also making sure you're attending to your clients.
Yeah, first I give an awful lot of credit to the entire global IPC employee base. They stepped up tremendously to the challenge. For a global dispersed team, we're a very close-knit team anyway. We have a very strong culture within IPC. People really rallied around the challenges that our customers are facing. Our customers have been great to work with. They've been very understanding of the challenges that we have and work with us as well. And I think we've all learned an incredible amount through this experience, which will really shape what we do and how we do it and how we work with our customers in the future. And I think there's going to be a much bigger drive towards mobility, portability, and differentiated type of solutions that we provide to our global customer base.
The SEC has sounded out the alarm over risks of insider trading as more people conduct remote trading. Can the IPC system detect that?
Yes, financial institutions have many different strategies to manage insider trading today. We mainly work with compliance teams to provide them tools, leverage the technology we can provide to prevent the insider trading. Voice recording of calls, the storage, data management, surveillance tools, search, reconciliation of trades. So we continue to work with best of breed partners across the industry, the big voice recording partners like NICE and Verint and Redbox, but also people that we partner with like Greenkey around things like speech to text capabilities. So it makes things more discoverable. And also in partnership with Cloud9, our solutions that we've pushed into market to facilitate the mobility and disaster recovery capabilities have been fully compliant as well. So we continue to work with our banks and their compliance departments to facilitate prevention of this.
There's got to be accountability on the trading floors at most of the banks. A trader cannot even take his or her mobile phone, but when he or she is working from right on the kitchen counter, for example, you can do something with your mobile phone. So is there a system that's built in within the IPC that can detect that?
Yeah, that's probably no different to how behaviors exist within regular trading environments either. As long as they're trading or conducting their trading activity across the IPC system, we have the full voice recording and surveillance capabilities built in, and that's built in across all of our different solutions. So for example, a remote turret is just really an extension to their existing trading infrastructure. It just happens to be located at their home. Our OmniSoft client device effectively runs off their enterprise system as well. Our partnership with Cloud9 adheres to their compliance requirements, also because it kind of runs off the regular voice recording. If they use their mobile phone, there are systems in place that can track that as well, things like mobile voice recording capabilities. We actually have a strong global partnership with a company called TDS that really provide that next level of compliance services globally that can provide those specific capabilities. But again, if traders going to go off platform, going to start to use different modes of communication, really there are safeguards put in place by their individual institutions to prevent that.
Trading turrets are dealer boards with a specialized phone system to allow rapid-fire voice connection to colleagues, brokers, and clients that form a key part of how trading floors normally function. As the majority of traders now work from home, banks are outfitting more of their traders with physical home turrets and also testing software turrets. As traders' living rooms and bedrooms get converted into trading desks in New York and other financial hubs, how vulnerable are banks in terms of cybersecurity as work-from-home parents share the home broadband network with remote schooling children who might be playing games with unprotected devices? It's a common situation, it's a hypothetical situation, but doesn't this type of situation expose risks for the financial institution as well? So for IPC, do you have these systems built in place to guard against cyber threats?
Yeah, absolutely. The way the banks have operated with deploying these remote solutions, they really see it as an extension of their existing enterprise environment. And the banks are extremely prolific in terms of safeguarding that environment for security purposes. We produce IPC almost like how-to guides in terms of securing your network, ensuring that your equipment works at home. And the banks will deploy specific equipment to people's homes to ensure that that data is fully protected, that network is fully secure, and then it's secured within their enterprise environment. So there is and has been an awful lot of work around that.
You're already entering your first full month of remote working. And what are your thoughts? Do you think that this remote working system will usher in a whole new paradigm for banks and the entire financial industry? Because it's working somehow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a quantum shift, although I think probably a lot of people will be quite relieved to get back to an office at some point. Certainly it'd be a nice change of view. But I think it's been evolving in this direction for a long time. I think generally society has moved to kind of a more flexible working pattern. I think financial institutions are one of the last bastions. There are many reasons for that in terms of kind of the collaboration, the commentary that occurs across the trading floor. But I do think it's going to be a hybrid world in the future. I still think there's going to be need and necessity for that traditional way of working, but also that's going to be interspersed with more flexible ways of working also. And I think what we've really learned through this experience and working with our customers is that we need to continue to evolve our thinking and our mindset in terms of the solutions we provide in the future. I think we're excited to come out of this and to kind of really see what we can do with the technology to ensure that the maximum level of flexibility, robust architecture, mobility, but also still continue to adhere to the things that I think differentiate IPC for many, many years in terms of that global service and support. So I do think it's going to shift. I think there's going to be an even greater propensity towards expanding communities, this kind of constant search for liquidities, expansion of counterparties. I think there's going to be more of an opening up of the communities. That's something that we've embarked on as well with our various partnerships. We'll continue to expand on that as well. And really it's about being able to orchestrate end-to-end service capability across many different types of technologies, but doing it in a secure and compliant fashion as well.
Much remains to be seen how the world will emerge once coronavirus goes down in the history books. For now, with global central banks unleashing unlimited liquidity, Wall Street has bounced off March lows and volatile trading, although it's difficult to know how much of the pandemic is priced in given the extent of damage worldwide. We are in this uncharted territory where the banks are doing the unthinkable, doing remote trading. How much more could we evolve from here as far as the financial industry is concerned, in your view?
I do think we'll see some form of return to normality, I hope, because of the benefits of collaboration and team working. communication that we get, but I do think banks are going to continue to think more flexibly around their trading floor environment. But also, I think that they will think through what worked, what didn't, what could we have done better, what could we have improved upon, how do we ensure more flexibility and portability of our primary asset, which is their traders. How do we make sure that we integrate with kind of key partners across the industry so we can operate seamlessly, so if we undergo something like this again, we can mobilize very quickly and very effectively. I've been really impressed both with the IPC team but also across our customer base, how we did all come together in a very shortened time scale and fully mobilize this industry to kind of a new operating paradigm very, very quickly. So I think now with the ability to kind of think forward, to have a little bit more time to plan, to really look at some of the innovation and the technology development, we'll be even better prepared next time.
We're going to be challenged and tested. There's going to be periods of chaos. Yes, we've been through that before also. And we will learn from it, and we will be better prepared the next time, because this is not the last time, my friends.
Perhaps the notion of next time is difficult to stomach for a crisis-weary public in New York and elsewhere. But David says this global work-from-home experiment has spelled a quantum shift for banks, brokers, exchanges, and a whole host of financial institutions in stretching the limits of financial trading, and is certain to get many thinking about the future of finance that is more mobile, portable, and versatile once the world gets back to normal. That's David Brown, Chief Operating Officer of IPC, with his perspective on how remote trading is ushering in a whole new paradigm for the financial industry. Thank you so much for your company. Hope you enjoyed this conversation. Stay tuned for another dynamic episode next week. Hope you'll subscribe and share the podcast with a friend. Do give us a quick review, and if you're on social media, reach out to me and let me know what you think of the podcast. I'm Chloe Cho. Take care and stay safe.